Francisco on what has been a rainy morning in the Bay Area. Tom Hammond and Joe Namath ready to bring you the matchup between the Raiders and the 49ers. The Raiders in a three-way tie for first in the AFC West. They're there despite that 5-5 record. And the 49ers in a title fight as well, trailing the Rams and the Saints by a game coming into today's contest. And the Raiders will kick it off. The 49ers won the toss and will receive. Barr ready to kick for the Raiders. So DuBose and Taylor are deep for the 49ers. This will be DuBose taking it at about the 3-yard line. A flag down. DuBose, good running room, gets to the outside. Stumbles and falls beyond the 40. Barr finally tripped him up after a 40-yard kickoff return. There is a penalty flag down. Here are the 49ers starting offensive lineup. The healthy Joe Montana back at quarterback this week. Though Jerry Rice's numbers are down this season, Roger Craig has been unstoppable. Leads the NFC in rushing, number 3 in receiving. Rathman, a very good blocker for the Niners. The offensive line, led by the 13-year veteran Randy Cross, has enabled the 49ers to lead the NFL in rushing.
On the return, first down.
Penalty against the 49ers on the return will take the ball all the way back to the 6-yard line. So what had been a 40-yard return by DuBose nullified by the penalty, and the 49ers begin deep in their own territory. Montana at quarterback. Roger Craig straight up the middle for about 2 or 3 yards before Mike Wise makes the stop for the Raiders. Here is that Los Angeles starting defensive unit. A unit that has had trouble stopping the run all season. Townsend, the best pass rusher up front. Howie Long out today with an injury. The Raider linebackers average over 10 years of NFL experience. Matt Millen is the team's leading tackler. And the secondary hit hard by injuries this year. Haynes leads the team in interceptions. He has 3. 2nd and 7 for the 49ers. Craig from the I formation. Across the 10 to about the 11-yard line. Bill Pickel, the nose tackle, makes the stop.
Well, the Raiders, in an attempt to slow down this 49er rushing game, brought in Scott Davis as a 4th defensive lineman now to go along with Wise and Pickel and Townsend. They feel they have to bring in some heavy guys up front to slow down this rushing attack of the 49ers.
So Scott Davis in with 4 down linemen as the 49ers face a 3rd and 4 from their own 12. Rice in motion. Montana's first pass. Complete for a first down. Making the grab out of the backfield is Roger Craig. Knocked out of bounds just beyond the 20-yard line, and the 49ers convert the first 3rd down situation of the game.
Well, now this is one of the problems that a lot of folks have pointed out with the Raiders linebacking core. They say they've lost some speed back there. Jerry Robinson, number 57, is in hot pursuit, but it is just that, pursuit. Robinson in his 10th year, well, Coach Shanahan says he's pleased with the linebackers' play, but it looks like he did lose some speed.
Craig catching his 53rd pass of the season. He's the 49ers' top receiver. Montana scrambles on first down and is taken down at the 25-yard line. About a 5-yard gain on the scramble by Montana, who told us yesterday, Joe, that he's completely healthy, and he looked good on that one.
Oh, he looked good. Joe's always had the good feet back in the pocket. Kind of reminded me of the Fred Astaire of professional football. He's so smooth back there. And surprisingly enough, Montana doesn't get sacked nearly as often as Steve Young. Young gets sacked nearly twice as much as Montana. Joe's healthy and happy to be out there.
Young is known as the scrambling running quarterback, but more sacks than Montana per attempt. Double wide receivers to either side. The give to Craig. Tough running up the middle. The Raiders stack it up and throw him back. Scott Davis leading the charge for the white-shirted LA defense.
Scott Davis got some help from big Matt Millen that time, too. Number 55, the linebacker, shot the gap. There's Matt Millen in his 9th year out of Penn State. Certainly the leader of this defensive unit. You see him shooting the gap, and he's the first one to get a hand on Craig, but Wise comes in to clean him up.
3rd down for the 49ers, 3rd and 3. Millen on the sideline for the Raiders. Montana looks deep, then throws over the middle, incomplete. Intended for Mike Wilson on a crossing pattern. Lionel Washington covering on the play. It'll be 4th down for the 49ers.
Well, you saw Joe Montana getting off the ground, but that pass protection was very good of the 49ers. The Raiders are going to have to put more pressure on Montana to stop this passing attack, as well, Wilson was open that time and Montana simply missed him.
There's the weather situation. It's been raining all morning, although it stopped just about a half hour before game time. Barry Helton is in to punt for the 49ers, and Tim Brown, the 5th leading punt returner in the AFC, is deep for the Raiders. Driving punt by Helton, fielded by Brown at the 30. Brought it back 6 yards after a 43-yard Helton punt, and the Raiders send their offensive unit onto the field for the first time. Heller, Ron Heller, downfield on special teams, making the stop for San Francisco. Well, Steve Berline is the 4th-rated passer in the AFC. He combines with the Heisman. Tom Brown won the Heisman Trophy last year. Bo Jackson in '85. Marcus Allen in 1981. Tim Brown won it last year. The offensive line has been scrambled by injuries all year. Right guard Wilkerson, the only offensive lineman to start every game. First down for Berline and company. Nothing there for Marcus Allen. He's tripped up and stopped at the line of scrimmage by Keena Turner.
Keena Turner, well, he appears to be shaken up a bit on the play.
And the 49ers have 2 men injured. Turner is one of them. And I can't see who the other is. The trainers are all around him. It looks like it's Larry Roberts, number 91. Pro Bowl nose tackle Michael Carter anchors that defensive line. Among the linebackers, Charles Haley leads the team in sacks, and Walter is the 49ers top tackler. And in the 49ers secondary, Tim McKyer has 5 interceptions, which puts him in a 3-way tie for the lead in the NFC.
And Roberts is one of their best rushers too, and defenders. He has 6 sacks on the season. He's had an outstanding year so far.
And Roberts probably will be backed up by Daniel Stubbs, another rookie out of Miami, 6'4", 260, a 2nd-round draft choice. The Raiders have it 2nd and 11. Gave Marcus Allen a -1 on that first carry. Berline. Gonna run with it. And slides down short of the 40-yard line. Pierce Holt, who's come in, the rookie out of Angelo State, making sure he got no further. Let's take a look at some of the scores in the early games. Those 3 still in progress. Chicago's had a big day at RFK. Cincinnati and Kansas City, Joe, that's a surprise. Tied at 28.
Unbelievable.
New England leading the Jets by 1. Indianapolis playing a little better. They're up 7. And here's a final score. Philadelphia just pulled it out by 1 at Three Rivers Stadium. A couple of other finals. 6 defensive backs in for the 49ers as the Raiders have it 3rd and 8. Berline in the shotgun now sends Brown in motion. Berline drills it complete to Tim Brown, who takes it for a Raider first down to the 48-yard line. 10-yard strike to Tim Brown from Berline.
Well, Berline has made 2 good plays in a row. The last scramble set up this 3rd down play, and you watch number 81, Tim Brown. He'll go downfield and simply turn in. He's trailing Fernandez here, and he finds a soft spot in the zone. Turns it upfield for the first down.
So the former Notre Dame teammates hook up for a first down for the Raiders, their initial first down of the game. Bo Jackson kicks it outside, turns the corner, and blasts his way to a Raider first down. Ronnie Lott took the hit from Bo, who gained 13 on his first carry of the day.
One thing you don't want to allow to happen to your defense is to let Bo Jackson get outside. He has so much speed and strength to break tackles. He can get the long gainer a touchdown. Here he gets outside and just runs into Ronnie Lott pretty good. And I tell you that Ronnie Lott is a fine defensive back, one of the hardest hitters in the league.
Averaging 4.6 yards a carry, Bo Jackson, for Mike Shanahan's Raiders. First down, Los Angeles at the 38 of San Francisco. Play action pass from Berline. It's complete to the 30-yard line to James Lofton. Tim McKyer covers him on the play.
Lofton has been one of the few healthy guys on this Raider offense this season. He's played every game. I'm surprised they haven't thrown him the ball more often. I just think Lofton's one of the premier receivers in the game, and he should get more action out here.
He got that action for about 8 yards. It's 2nd and 2 for the Raiders. You see the numbers on Lofton for the '88 season. Steve Smith in the backfield with Marcus Allen, getting some direction from Beuerlein, and lines up at the fullback in the eye. Allen plows his way straight ahead, close to the first down. He only needed 2 yards. Kevin Fagan at a defensive end spot, trying to stack it up for San Francisco.
We look here at the line play. This is where the games usually are won and lost. If a team can dominate that line of scrimmage, they normally come out ahead. Look at how Marcus Allen fights his way forward for that extra yard. Marcus just runs better than Bo Jackson does up the middle. Now, Ricky Ellison, the linebacker for the 49ers, tells me Marcus is one of the best runners in the game going up the middle. He has that slashing type style that he can slither his way through the holes. Of course, Bo Jackson has more speed and is more explosive, but Marcus is much better going up the gut.
They certainly complement each other, don't they?
They sure do. And Marcus, of course, is the better receiver of the two. But, hey, I'd like to see Bo Jackson get his hands on the ball anytime.
Bill Walsh would not, however. He just saw Marcus Allen pick up enough for a Raider first down. 1st and 10 from the 49er 28-yard line. Jackson again bounces it outside, turns the corner, and picks up 5 or 6 yards. Eric Wright coming up from a corner, knocked Bo out of bounds, but again a good gain as he got around the corner.
Raiders are doing a good job blocking that corner. If the 49ers don't do something to stop it, Jackson's going to have a big day.
The Raiders taking the 49er punt and marching right down the field with Steve Beuerlein at the controls. Was the starting quarterback to begin the season. Jay Schrader came over. He lost his job, but has regained it here just past the halfway mark. Marcus Allen fighting for yardage, carries it down to the 15-yard line. Again, tough inside running from Allen. Michael Walter, the 49ers top tackler, finally got him down.
Good inside running from Marcus Allen, coming from your right to left here. He'll slither his way through that hole. Look at this. They keep his feet going, get extra yards. Right now, these Raiders up front, the offensive line has been impressive. Probably the most impressive I've seen them this season.
They have had a lot of different combinations, 10 different offensive lineups for the Raiders. This is the 11th game of the season. Allen found a hole inside the 10-yard line. Michael Walter again stopped Marcus Allen, but the blocking excellent up front. They had a hole for Allen to get through and gain some yardage down inside the 10.
Tell you, a key matchup up front that must so far be going to the Raiders is number 51 Bill Lewis, the center, going against Michael Carter, the nose tackle. Now, last week Lewis had to sit out because he had an injured ankle, and going into this game, folks thought that Carter would just beat up Lewis. So far, Lewis is winning the battle.
Tina Turner going off the field after being injured on the Raiders' first play from scrimmage. Bo Jackson with a block for Allen, and Marcus Allen spins to about the 6-yard line. Bo leveled somebody out there on the corner, Joe, and Ricky Ellison finally made the stop on Marcus Allen.
Now, Bo will stick his head in there. He's a tough player. He doesn't have the best blocking techniques, but on the right side of your screen, you can see number 34 get good position on the linebacker and keep blowing him off the ball. Marcus fights his way forward, always falling forward. Marcus is magnificent.
Larry Roberts, the starting defensive end for the 49ers, has a sprained right knee. His return questionable for the rest of the day. Welcome to those of you just joining us from the New England Jets game, won by the Patriots 14-13 here at Candlestick Park. A scoreless first quarter so far, 6:36 remaining, with the Raiders moving all the way down inside the 10-yard line of the 49ers. The 49ers received the opening kickoff, had to punt, and the Raiders have marched steadily down the field behind the running of Marcus Allen and Bo Jackson. Just been a penalty flag.
Defense, first down.
The 49ers guilty of encroachment. That gives the Raiders first and goal.
Well, that's awful close to the quarterback drawing the defense offside. When Beuerlein was calling his cadence, giving his cadence, he was jerking a bit. And, you know, that could have been called either way.
So from the 3-yard line, the Raiders have it first and goal. Welcome to those of you joining us from the Cincinnati-Kansas City game, with the Bengals pulling it out over the Chiefs 31-28. Here at Candlestick Park, Tom Hammond and Joe Namath with a scoreless game in the first quarter. Just over 6 minutes left, but the Raiders knocking on the door. They took the 49ers, punted and marched down to the 1-yard line, where it'll be second and goal. Steve Smith on the last carry for the Raiders. This will be the 13th play of the drive coming up. They've run the ball 10 times, passed 2. You see that the 49ers have been very tough in the first quarter. From the 1. Fumble. The 49ers got it. Marcus Allen coughed the ball up, and Daniel Stubbs falls on it for the 49ers. The Raiders get all the way to the 1 and then turn the ball over. Danny Stubbs, playing in place of the injured Larry Roberts, who was shaken up, gets the big fumble recovery for San Francisco. Tom Hammond and Joe Namath from Candlestick Park, welcoming those of you who have seen Indianapolis beat Green Bay 20-13. The 49ers have just averted disaster, recovering a fumble on their own 1-yard line when the Raiders were threatening to score. Nothing, 5.5 minutes left first quarter. Montana from his own end zone. Pass is complete to Mike Wilson, who is out of bounds at about the 9-yard line, covered by Ron Fellows. Here's the fumble.
It appears that Marcus takes a good hard hit right here from Kiki Ellison, number 50, and the ball just squirts loose. Kiki Ellison, of course, is, well, he's all over the place. He's not their leading tackler, but I believe Ricky Ellison is the one that caused that fumble.
So the long drive by the Raiders goes for naught. The fumble recovery by the 49ers. Stubbs gives them the ball deep in their own territory. Then Montana gives them a little breathing room. The ball out to the 9-yard line now, where it's 2nd and 3. Play action fake to Craig. Montana throws it incomplete. Intended for Rathman. Let's take a look at some other scores now as the finals beginning to come in. Still in the fourth quarter, Chicago with a big lead over the Redskins.
Is that Cincinnati, Kansas City score correct?
I don't know. We had it the other way around a moment ago. We'll check it for you. Folks watching probably know better than we do. And there you see the other final scores so far. 3rd and 3 for the 49ers from their own 9-yard line. Montana completes the pass to Wilson. Wilson's got a first down across the 25 to the 26-yard line. Stopped there by Jerry Robinson. 17-yard gain. Let's go to Gail Gardner now for an update.
All right, Tom, at Arrowhead, the Chiefs tied the Bengals with 1:11 left, and then Mark Logan fumbled the ensuing kickoff, and that set up this 39-yard game-winning field goal by Nick Lowry with 2 seconds left as the Chiefs upset the Bengals 31-28, their second victory of the season. Back to Tom and Joe at Candlestick.
Thanks, Gail. We were a little in the dark as to who had won the game. We were given the opposite score, so Kansas City pulling the big upset over the Bengals today. 49ers put it on the ground and give it to Roger Craig, the NFC's leading rusher, and he takes it across the 30 to the 33-yard line. Eddie Anderson from a safety spot along with linebacker Jerry Robinson get Roger Craig to the turf.
Craig's having a sensational year. He has a tremendous leg drive and high knee lift that keeps him going forward with a lot of power. That time Greg Townsend came from the backside and jumped on Craig's back, but hey, just threw him right off and kept on going.
Comes off that 162-yard rushing game against Phoenix in a losing cause a week ago. Craig again bounces it outside, cuts up, hit hard, but keep those legs going and gets it to the 39-yard line. Jerry Robinson took a pretty good hit from Craig. It's supposed to be the defense that supplies the hits, but these running backs punish the tacklers.
Certainly Craig and Bo Jackson do. Once again, when a running back's allowed to get outside, there's not a lot of help out there, and he can turn it upfield for a good gain. Neither one of these teams have showed good containment defensively.
First down for the 49ers. They've advanced the ball from their 1 all the way to the 38. Montana goes for much more. Jerry Rice has a 49er first down into Raider territory after a 15 or 19-yard gain on the pass play. Mike Haynes, the veteran cornerback, finally corralled Jerry Rice, who's very dangerous in the open field. Rice's numbers are down this year, Joe, but it doesn't mean he's having a bad year necessarily.
No, they're down for what he's done in the past, and he's been phenomenal. Here he just went downfield, got Mike Haynes to turn and run, and you have to respect Jerry Rice's speed. When he puts on a sprint, you better get going, and that's what happened to Mike Haynes that time, and Rice just broke it off for the catch.
Rice has been hampered by an ankle injury, but is close to 100%. Craig, flag down, lowers his head, and advances to the 38-yard line of the Raiders. Penalty marker on the field. Van McElroy making the tackle on Craig. Pat Haggerty in charge of the officiating crew here today. It'll be a hold against San Francisco.
Imagine Coach Walsh says, well, here we go again. Last week against Phoenix, they had 14 penalties. They've had 14 penalties on 2 different occasions this season.
Number 69, offense, still first down.
Bruce Colley, who's starting today at right guard in place of Guy McIntyre, is guilty of the hold. Uncharacteristic for a Bill Walsh team to be troubled by penalties, but that has been the case this year. He said regarding that loss to Phoenix a week ago in which they blew a 23-point lead that he hoped he developed amnesia and just forgot about it. It really upset him. First and 17, play action pass. Montana completes it to Rathman across the 45 to the 43-yard line. It'll bring up second down. Veteran linebacker Lyndon King, 11 years out of Colorado State, making the tackle for Los Angeles.
Yes, but the Raiders have got to put more pressure on Montana. They've got to get back in his face and force him to throw early. You give any quarterback that much time, he's going to be able to complete passes on you.
Montana 5 of 7 so far today. Second and 6. Wide open. Craig couldn't hang on. Tried to make a one-handed stab. He had beaten Reggie McKenzie, but he couldn't hold on. Roger Craig.
Montana throws a beautiful pass here. McKenzie's actually in pretty good shape, number 54. That ball has to be just right, and it is. Craig just can't handle it. That was pretty good coverage by Reggie McKenzie, and here you see what happens to a quarterback very often after he throws the pass. Boom! Big Mike Wise knocks him to the ground.
Roger Craig on the sideline on 3rd and 6. 49ers get 4 wide receivers in the game, 2 to either side. Montana incomplete, in and out of the arms of John Taylor, and the 49er punt unit will head onto the field. Pretty good coverage from Eddie Anderson and Ron Fellows on Taylor, and Montana moved the ball from his 1 into Raider territory, but will have to give the ball up. There is his comparison, 87 to 88. Part of that due to injury, of course, Joe.
Oh, sure. Anytime you have to sit down and miss some playing time, you get off stride, out of sync. You're not going to be as sharp. And Joe just hasn't been as sharp as he has been in the past.
Helton will punt to Brown. Brown calls for a fair catch and takes it over the shoulder at the 6-yard line. So the Raiders will be backed up after a 36-yard Helton punt. 1:32 left in the first quarter. It's 0-0 at Candlestick Park. Scoreless first quarter at Candlestick Park with just over a minute remaining And we'd batten down the hatches expecting a rainy day here. The sun's out now, and the sun out for the Raiders, too. They really moved the ball well, especially on the ground, their first possession.
They were impressive on the ground in that first possession, and if they can maintain that, keep the ball away from the 49ers, they'll have a real good chance of winning this game. You know, with Bill Lewis injured last week again, I have to admit, I'm surprised that the Raiders were able to move the ball as well as they did that first series.
Well, Tim Brown called for a fair catch deep in his own territory, so the Raiders are backed up. Beuerlein from the end zone, intended for Fernandez, and too long and incomplete. Fernandez has been the big play receiver for the Raiders this year, when you would expect the names of Lofton and Galt and Tim Brown, but it's been Fernandez who leads the NFL with an average of 27.2 yards per reception.
Yeah, and I'm still surprised that James Lofton has only caught 20 passes, 21 now after the catch today. That's only 2 passes a game in 10 games. Lofton's an all-pro. Mike Shanahan, I know he'd like to get the ball out to Lofton more often. They need to try it more often.
Each of these teams with a bit of a quarterback controversy. It's been Beuerlein and Schrader for the Los Angeles Raiders. And Beuerlein with better numbers. The more accurate passer, certainly. The Raiders on the ground with that offensive line driving straight ahead. And they get a few yards on the play from Marcus Allen. Larry Roberts and Ricky Ellison stopping it up for the 49ers.
The thing about Beuerlein and Schrader, once again, Schrader, when he was with the Redskins in his last couple of weeks, he hardly practiced at all. When he got to the Raiders, he was rusty. Plus, he had to learn a new system. Beuerlein's been playing well, better than Schrader when he played, and also Beuerlein's been practicing better than Schrader. So you have to put the best guy on the field to give your team a chance to win.
49ers come with 7 defensive backs. Beuerlein on a quarterback draw. Takes it to the 15-yard line. He'll be about a yard short of the first down, but a flag goes down. It's going to be a personal foul against the 49ers, and that'll give the Raiders a first down. Penalties again plaguing Bill Walsh and his 49ers. They had him stopped short of the first down.
Yes, in tough situations, they had him stopped this time.
Personal foul, number 96, first down.
That's Daniel Stubbs, the rookie from Miami, who made the fumble recovery on his own one, who is guilty of the costly penalty there.
And the 49ers had a penalty the last time they had the ball offensively that stopped him. Here's the play right now. Let's see if it is a late hit. Well, that's so close. That's a tough one.
But he was spearing him in the back, too, didn't you think, maybe?
Tough game.
Bo Jackson finds the going tough. He's thrown back at the line of scrimmage, maybe lost a yard on the play as Ronnie Lott came flying in from the free safety spot to put the clincher on Bo Jackson. San Francisco has been whistled for 4 penalties today. 2 of them for holding and 1 for a personal foul. The other was for encroachment. Jackson did lose a yard, and as the first quarter comes to an end, it'll be 2nd and 11 coming up for the Los Angeles Raiders. So we've completed the first quarter of play at Candlestick Park in San Francisco. The Raiders and the 49ers, no score. Tom Hammond and Joe Namath at Candlestick Park, ready to start the second quarter. What about those first quarter stats, Joe?
Well, I'm a little bit surprised, certainly, that the Raiders have been able to maintain ball control on this fine San Francisco defense. If they can keep that up and score some points, they've got an excellent shot here.
Took the ball all the way to the 49er 1 before fumbling in that first quarter. Nothing game. 2nd and 11 for Los Angeles. Beuerlein. It's complete. Galt made the catch despite the ball being tipped, and he has a Raider first down at the 45-yard line. Let's go to NFL Live now. Gail Gardner with another update.
Thank you, Tom. At Mile High, the AFC Championship matchup 2 years running, the Browns and the Broncos. John Elway going 11 yards to Orson Mobley, and the Broncos take a 10-0 lead over Cleveland. Let's go back to Tom and Joe at Candlestick.
All right, Gail, we're in the midst of a 0-0 game here in the second quarter. Opening minute of the second quarter, the Raiders have just picked up another first down. The ball at their own 44. Beuerlein stumbling, hands it off to Bo Jackson. Look at him explode. Jackson still on his feet. Finally taken down at the 40-yard line of the 49ers. It went for 16 yards before Lott and Fuller, in desperation, got bolted down to the turf. Wow. Final scores now from the early starting games, including that shocker, Kansas City over Cincinnati.
I think Coach Rogers up there at Detroit is in for trouble. I know they've been talking about a possible coaching change there, but with that loss to Tampa Bay, we may have seen it sooner than a lot of folks expect.
A lot of surprising scores today in the NFL. Beuerlein on first down. Tosses it incomplete over the head of the intended receiver, Marcus Allen. Back to that play a couple of moments ago, Joe. I don't think I've seen a running back hit the hole any quicker than Bo Jackson.
Oh, he's so fast and explosive. Plus, he has the strength, more strength than most running backs, to break the long one, to break the tackles. Now, Beuerlein, on that pass a couple of plays ago, was just excellent. I mean, he put the ball where no one could get up at Galt. But on this last pass play, he and Marcus Allen had some miscommunication. Allen broke inside, and Beuerlein threw the ball behind him.
Jay Schrader watches from the sideline. 2nd and 10, Los Angeles. Tough yardage, Marcus Allen. Bill Romanowski, the rookie outside linebacker for the 49ers, who've already had starters Keena Turner and Larry Roberts shaken up. A reminder to our viewers, we will be selecting the Budweiser Most Valuable Player for today's game. That comes up at the conclusion of the contest. 13 minutes left in the second quarter, a 0-0 game. The Raiders have it 3rd and 5 from the 49er 35-yard line. Larry Roberts, by the way, who was shaken up earlier, has returned to the lineup for the 49ers. Beuerlein shakes off a tackler and then drills it, almost intercepted. Eric Wright made a pass at it as Willie Galt was the intended receiver, and Wright almost picked it up.
Yeah, well, Wright almost picked it off because Willie Galt slips and falls when he comes out of his break, and he can't get up quickly enough to get outside. Beuerlein put that ball in the perfect spot for Galt to get to, but as I said, Galt slipped when he was coming out of his break and couldn't get there.
Jeff Gossett is on to punt for the Raiders, and John Taylor is deep for the 49ers. Leading the NFC in average return. Gossett's kick hits at the goal line into the end zone for the touchback. So the 49ers will come back onto the field after the Gossett punt. Scoreless second quarter. From Candlestick Park in San Francisco, Tom Hammond and Joe Namath, where the Raiders and the 49ers are scoreless. 12:38 left in the second quarter. Montana at the controls on first down. Delivers a strike, complete to Rice, who then fumbles the football, and the Raiders have it. Van McElroy fell on the football after Rice fumbled it, and the Raiders in excellent field position again.
Good pass by Montana, good catch by Rice, but Mike Haynes puts on a good hit here to jar the ball loose. There you see Mike Haynes just strip the ball from his arms, and McElroy is able to come in and get it.
Beautiful strip of the football by the veteran Mike Haynes. He knew right where to hammer it to knock it loose, and the Raiders will have the ball in good scoring position when we come back. A lot of great memories in Bay Area football associated with that man, Jim Plunkett, who started it all at nearby Stanford University. Played for these two teams. One of the great quarterbacks in NFL history. First down pass from Beuerlein for the end zone and too far. Intended for Fernandez, who was streaking downfield for the end zone.
He was streaking downfield all right, but Tim McCarr did a good job of staying with him. Fernandez will put a little out move down here, folks. You'll see him stop. A little stop move, but McCarr didn't buy it, and he stayed back there in perfect position.
How do you assess Beuerlein's performance so far?
I like it. I like Beuerlein. He's been doing a good job running the ball as well.
Here's a running play for Bo Jackson. Nothing there for Bo. He's wrapped up by Michael Walter. Walter takes the ball away from Bo as well, but it'll be ruled down. Walter not letting Bo get any running yardage that time. Update the late starting games for you. Big game as far as the 49ers are concerned between the Rams and the Saints, who are scoreless. And Denver continues to have Cleveland's number. Houston into the Kingdome with a 3-point lead, and Phoenix on 2 Lomax passes, 14-0. Warren Moon hit Drew Hill in that Houston game for a 57-yard touchdown. Dave Craig activated today with a touchdown pass for the Seahawks. 3rd and 11. Beuerlein scrambles. He's got some room. Close to the first down. Beuerlein took a hit instead of going out of bounds, trying to pick up first down yardage. Larry Roberts and Torrey Nixon sandwiched him, and now a fight breaks out. Beuerlein knew right where he had to go to try to get the first down, lowered his head, and took a pretty good hit.
He did a good job getting out of that pocket. The 49ers bring Ronnie Lott along with a host of other defenders with an all-out blitz, and Beuerlein sees that first down marker. He'll get some help from number 81, Tim Brown. Just to the left of your screen, you'll see Tim Brown did slow down the defender a little bit, and well, I don't know whether we have a first down or not.
Neither do the officials, who have called for a measurement. 3 rushes, 21 yards for Beuerlein. This one is going to be about a foot short. It'll be 4th down and about a foot for the Los Angeles Raiders. And Mike Shanahan will make the decision here whether or not to go for it, and I imagine he will, because his field goal kicker, Chris Barr, has not been accurate, especially from long range. Ball is at the 23-yard line. 4th and about a foot.
Let's see if Beuerlein uses that jerky cadence to try and draw the 49ers offside.
High formation, a tight formation for the Raiders. Beuerlein, I don't think he got it. Beuerlein on the sneak only needed a foot, but he couldn't get it. The crowd applauds the defense, the short yardage defense of the 49ers, led by nose tackle Michael Carter.
Now, you know, we've mentioned the fact that Bill Lewis, the center for the Raiders, didn't play last week because of a bad ankle. But that's asking quite a bit of your man to try and run a quarterback sneak with a center with a bad ankle. Here, number 91 shoots the gap along with Michael Carter in the middle, and they shut down the quarterback sneak.
And the 49ers on first down with a swing pass to Roger Craig, who takes it for 11 yards, and a San Francisco first down. Matt Millen shaken up after making the tackle.
Oh, this could be a very tough loss. One of the things that, well, we'll get back to the linebacker in a minute. We'll look at this replay. Montana smartly chooses his outlet receiver after seeing that his primary receiver downfield was covered. Matt Millen, leaving the game, leaves the Raiders with only one healthy linebacker back there. They only had 2 backups, Reggie McKenzie and Milt McCall. Well, there's Millen. He's still in the game. A tough guy, huh?
How to tough it out when you don't have the numbers. Rathman goes in motion, handed to Craig. Cuts up. Hit hard and dropped just short of the 40-yard line. Matt Millen was in on that tackle of Craig as well.
Once again, the linebacking core has been playing well, according to Coach Mike Shanahan. Here we see Craig trying to get outside, and there's McKenzie, played it smartly, made Craig turn back inside for the pursuit to come over and finish the job.
2nd and 6 coming up. The football just about the 39-yard line of the 49ers. Montana steps up and lets it fly, knocked away at the last moment by Lionel Washington. Great defense by Washington, who knocked the ball away at the last possible moment.
I don't know so much whether that was great defense, Tom, or whether Mike Wilson just let that ball bounce off of him. It appears that Millen's all right. We'll see what Matt Millen does. He's trying to get back there, and well, that leg is not good. I mean, the way he just fell down, you can't convince me that he's all right.
So you think Wilson might have dropped the ball rather than Washington flipping?
Oh, yeah, and I also think Matt Millen has something wrong with his legs.
3rd and 6 for Montana and his offense. Incomplete. That one was intended for Wilson again, as Montana hit the deck. And the 49er passing game, which has sputtered all season, is just out of sync so far here today.
Well, big Mike Wise, the defensive end for the Raiders on the right side there, number 90. Gets back to Montana after he releases the ball, but these kind of hits add up, folks. The quarterback has a tendency to start pulling that trigger a little bit earlier, later on in the game, the more he gets hit.
Barry Helton will punt, and Tim Brown is deep for the Raiders. Helton sails it toward Brown, who retreats to his own 10-yard line and then falls down, and then is taken down immediately on special team coverage by Harry Sidney. 51-yard kick by Helton and great coverage by Sidney. The Raiders are backed up. 9:26 left in the first half. Just under 9.5 minutes left in the first half of a scoreless game at Candlestick Park. And Joe, it's been a game of missed opportunities for both sides so far.
That's it. They're making mistakes. The Raiders fumble the ball at the 1-yard line. 49ers are having so many penalties, and then Mike Wilson drops a couple of passes. I think when one of these teams start to stop making the errors, they're going to take control of this game. But the errors seem to be deciding what's going on right now.
All right, the Raiders have the ball now with a first down at their own 9-yard line. Bo Jackson got outside, lowers his head, and picks up 8. Jeff Fuller, the strong safety, tackling Bo Jackson after that 8-yard gain.
Bo Jackson, good runner, good speed, but he's getting some help from his pal, number 32, Marcus Allen, who gets out in front of him. Marcus is able to kick the cornerback, McKyer, back far enough to give Bo that running lane to get the 9-yard gain.
So they gave him 9 yards on the carry, 41 for the afternoon. And it's 2nd and 1 for the Raiders as Bo trots off the field. Steve Smith is in for Bo Jackson. Marcus Allen on the handoff. I don't believe he picked up the 1 yard they needed for the first down. The Rams trailing the Saints right now in that battle between the teams tied for first place in the NFC West. Denver has upped its lead by 3 over Cleveland, 13-0. Houston still in front, and Phoenix still shutting out the Giants. Phoenix have been a real surprise this season.
Well, with Lomax back there pulling the trigger, he can get so hot. It seems that Gene Stallings, the coach of the Cardinals, has built somewhat of a defense over there, so they're in contention this season.
4 wide receivers in for the Raiders on 3rd and 2. Zuerlein's pass complete to Tim Brown, and he's got a Raider first down up to the 26-yard line, where he's stopped by Ronnie Lott and Torrey Nixon.
Tim Brown, with so much speed, just gets downfield about 2 yards and starts crossing the field and outruns Torrey Nixon. Brown can do it all. He's punt returns, kick returns, catching the ball. You know, it's a shame there's just one football to go around, because with the stars these Raiders have, boy, if you could get the ball to 2 or 3 of them at a time, you'd really have something.
Brown, the Raiders' leading receiver, came into the game with 24 receptions for 366 yards. He has 2 grabs here in the first half, and Zuerlein is hit on 4 of 8 for 40 yards. Play action. Zuerlein has a man wide open, Bo Jackson. The pass a little behind him, and Bo couldn't hang on to it.
Well, Bo's not happy about that. Certainly, the ball could have been a little bit farther out in front of Bo, but anytime a pro gets both hands on the ball, and a lot of both hands, you're supposed to make this catch. That's what Ricky Ellison said earlier, that Bo's not quite the receiver that Marcus Allen is, and there's a good example why.
That was pretty graphic evidence of that.
Yes.
Looked like he was surveying all that green open space before he tucked the ball away. 2nd and 10 for the Raiders from their 26. Zuerlein sacked back at the 15-yard line. Ricky Ellison came on the blitz and took Zuerlein down for the first sack of the game.
Ricky Ellison comes right up the gap through the middle. Untouched, actually. He's there on the left side of your screen, and they don't get anyone to pick him up. Missed blocking assignment. I don't know by whom, but certainly someone should be picking Ricky Ellison up.
No score in the game. 6 minutes, 47 seconds left in the first half. Mike Shanahan and his Raiders got all the way to the 49er 1 in the first quarter before fumbling. 4 wide receivers in for the Raiders. 3rd and 20. Beuerlein slips, then lets it go, and it'll be out of bounds and incomplete. Beuerlein was rolling to his right, slipped and let it fly incomplete, and the Raiders will punt from deep in their own territory.
Hey, this last play really surprised me. What they did, they brought James Lofton in motion, and then he used Lofton as a blocker back there. Beuerlein takes a pretty good lick, but I have to hope that the Raiders have another play off that scheme. You don't want to keep James Lofton in the backfield blocking.
Gossett in punt formation with Taylor deep for the 49ers. Taylor retreats to his 36, fumbled the ball, and then got it back at the 40. 48-yard Gossett kick. Taylor brought it back 4 yards before he fumbled and recovered, and the 49ers send their offense onto the field. 49ers on first down, give it to Roger Craig, who fights forward for 10 yards close to a first down as the 49ers begin with their best field position of the afternoon. Roger Craig doing an excellent job. We were talking to him yesterday, and I said, if you were an opponent scouting Roger Craig, what would you say was your biggest asset? He said, determination, never giving up.
1,000% at all times, and you can see it right here, folks. He does not stop. He keeps grinding those legs, trying to look at him. He's fighting forward even while he's on the ground.
Just short of the first down, it's 2nd and 1. Rathman has the 49er first down, pounds ahead for about a 3-yard gain. Reggie McKenzie, who is in for the Raiders, who are playing with 4 down linemen now and 3 linebackers. McKenzie making that tackle. Is that an effort to stop the 49er ground game?
Oh, that's it. Sure, they have Malcolm Taylor in there now, too, so they're trying to get the big bodies in there to slow down this running game.
Montana has the ball in Raider territory at the 48-yard line. There's his outlet. It's complete. And it'll be another first down, a 14-yard gain.
But, folks, when you have a running game that's working, a quarterback can run those play-action passes all day long, fool the defense. They have to respect the run. Here you see they're going to play run right now. There's no rush at all by these defensive linemen trying to get to Montana, and he has all day to come to a secondary receiver.
Who was Ron Heller, who stumbled forward for the 49er first down, a 14-yard gain. Montana has hit 8 of 13 for 93 yards. Play action again. Montana fakes the pass and then just goes out of bounds, picked up about 3 yards. After he was flushed from the pocket, Lyndon King made sure he went out of bounds. Saints continue to lead, as does Denver, blanking Cleveland at Mile High Stadium. No change in those scores. Here at Candlestick Park, 0-0 with 4:13 left in the first half. Bill Walsh and his 49ers moving the ball on their best drive of the day, which began at the San Francisco 40-yard line. Second and 9 for the Raider 33. Montana got away and then throws the ball away. Rice was the closest man to it. Well, coming up at halftime, hope you'll stay with us. We'll be going back to NFL Live studios in New York. Bob Costas, Ahmad Rashad, and Gail Gardner there to bring you up to date on all the NFL action this afternoon. Week 11 of the NFL season. And we have 4:07 left before the halftime intermission, with Montana and the 49ers driving in a scoreless game. 3rd down and 9. Rice in motion. Complete to Craig. Craig will be short of the first down, inside the 30, down to the 28. So the Raiders, Lyndon King hanging on to Craig for dear life. There's King, number 52, 6'4", 245 pounds, 11 years in the league. Montana getting some instruction from the sideline on the play selection. And they'll, on 4th down, send the kicking unit onto the field. Mike Cofer will attempt a 44-yard field goal. Helton, the punter, will hold. Cofer's kick is good. Mike Cofer gets the first score of the game with 3:17 left in the first half. His 44-yard field goal has given the 49ers a 3-0 lead.
But tell you, the way he hit this thing, had it been a 55-yard field goal, it would have gone through. I mean, he nailed this thing. Let's see this. You think he's happy, folks? Of course he is.
It's his longest field goal of the season. His previous long field goal had been 42 yards. So the 44-yarder is Cofer's longest of the season, and it gets the 49ers out in front.
Well, the 49ers were able to get some points on the board after getting their best field position of the day. Field position means a great deal. Plus, right now the 49ers have the wind behind them. Now the Raiders are going to get the ball. They're going to have to operate somewhat into a wind that's coming into their face. It's gusting, but it is affecting the passing game and kicking game.
Cofer is teeing it up with Tim Brown, who leads the NFL in kickoff returns deep for the Raiders. This kickoff sponsored by Budweiser, the king of beer. And the ball blows off the tee. What about the wind? You played here at Candlestick, Joe.
Yes, I've played here. It's one of the toughest ballparks around the country. Cleveland Stadium's a tough one. Shea Stadium used to be. For a quarterback, the wind bothers him more than anything else. If it's a little wet, well, you adjust your grip now and then. But the wind just plays tricks with the ball.
Cofer's kick will be fielded by Brown halfway in the end zone. And he will stay in there for the touchdown. Had thoughts about bringing it out, but changed his mind, and the Raiders will have it at the 20. Mike Shanahan and the Raiders. I'm sure they're hoping to get back to Los Angeles in time to see those shows. A great night for family entertainment here on NBC. Mickey's 60th birthday. Beuerlein will put it up on 1st down. Plenty of time. Got a man complete for a Raider 1st down. Fernandez makes the catch for a 24-yard gain. The ball spotted out of bounds at the 43-yard line.
Good fake by Beuerlein, held the rush of the 49ers, and then he delivers just a beautiful pass right out there on target. Look at that, right out in front of Fernandez. Couldn't throw the ball any better.
Eric Wright beaten on the play for San Francisco as Beuerlein fired a strike. And the Raiders have the ball at their own 43. 3 minutes, 4 seconds left in the first half. The 49ers leading 3-0. Jackson to the 42 and dropped. Was that a planned play?
I don't think it was a planned play. Fagan stayed at home, number 75, the defensive end for the 49ers. It looked to me like Bo had his mind made up. Maybe in the past weeks he saw something in the film, but you watch right here, 75, he gets knocked down, but he stays at home. He didn't get suckered in. Of course, 94, Charles Haley certainly bit, but there's no place for Bo Jackson to go out there.
And Eric Wright came up to get Jackson down. It's 2nd and 12 after a 2-yard loss on the improvisation by Jackson, which cuts his rushing total down to 39 yards. Beuerlein passes complete to Marcus Allen. Out of bounds at midfield, about 3 yards short of the 1st down. Greg Cox in at safety for the 49ers, covering Allen on the play.
Well, I'm impressed with Beuerlein, the way he's throwing the ball out there. That's great, Cox, number 38. Now, he's covering Marcus Allen. Marcus Allen's still wearing a cast on his arm, his left hand, actually. And so that's pretty tough for him to hold on to the ball, but he's managing.
Allen has a broken navicular bone in his left hand, a small bone that is very slow to heal. It is starting to nip, but he's still wearing the cast. And Beuerlein hit him for the pass completion there. Beuerlein right at 50% on the day. 3rd and 3. That one was intended for Tim Brown, but was too far as Beuerlein felt the pressure breaking down. And the pressure coming on him after his blocking was breaking down.
Yes, and Tim Brown had a tough time getting across the middle. He gets bumped. See, he'll try and get across the middle here, and the umpire's in his way a little bit. Hey, umpire's trying to stay out of the way, but I'm afraid he played the best pass defense that time. Along with the pressure, of course, something that no quarterback likes to get. It's Charles Haley, number 94, applying the pressure.
So on 4th down, Gossett will punt again. This is a low line drive punt. Then it starts to sail a little bit. Taylor takes it at the 8-yard line. Can't get outside and is tackled after an 8-yard return. The kick from Gossett covered 42 yards. 2-minute warning for the first half here at Candlestick Park with the 49ers up 3-0. Joe Montana and the 49ers have the ball as we come back, and Montana, the direction of his passes today, he's favoring the right side, his offensive right side. On the ground to Rathman. Good running by Rathman across the 25 to the 26-yard line. Rod Martin had to stop Tom Rathman, the 3-year veteran out of Nebraska, known primarily as a blocker, but the second leading rusher behind Craig on this 49er squad. Averaging over 4 yards a carry this season.
See, Van McElroy is leaving the field. He's been injured. I don't know what it is, but McElroy has left the field.
Got to the sideline and then sort of collapsed. Walked off under his own power and then went down just as he got to the sideline. That stopped the clock. And will that be a Raider charge timeout? It is indeed a Raider charge timeout on the injury.
Well, this will be a good series for the Raiders. If they can hold San Francisco without a score this time, they'll go in at halftime feeling pretty good. You hold San Francisco to just 3 points, buddy. You've done a good job. The Raider offense, they could get things going with all the explosiveness they have in the second half, but this series right here means a great deal to the Raiders defense.
So the injury in the last 2 minutes results in a charge timeout to the Raiders. Bill Walsh and company still have a full complement of 3 remaining, and they have a 2nd and 2 from their own 26-yard line. You see the time remaining in the first half. Craig hurdles a would-be tackler and has a 49er first down across the 30. Russell Carter and Stacy Torin making the tackle for the Raiders as Walsh and Montana elect to stay on the ground with time running out. No huddle offense here for San Francisco. They've got a first down. Clock ticking away down to 1:20. Montana passes this one to Craig in the flat. He stays in bounds and is to the 37-yard line. Torin again on the stop for the Raiders. And San Francisco does stop the clock there with a timeout. Their first timeout of the half. It comes with 1:11 left. And the 49ers up 3-0. Joe Montana has tossed 16 passes today, completing 10 for 103 yards. Roger Craig has rushed 8 times for 40 yards. He also has 4 receptions. Montana, it's complete to Wilson. Mike Wilson stopped by Lionel Washington, and the clock continues to roll. Inside the final minute of the half. First down at the 45. Montana drills another one intended for Rice, and a flag comes sailing into the play as Mike Haynes perhaps guilty of interference.
Well, I want to see this one again because Mike Haynes was in perfect position defensively. I thought he did a good job on the left side of the screen. Look at the left side right here. Does Mike Haynes hit him before the ball gets there? I don't think you can really tell on that replay.
Well, it will go into the books as the first penalty of the day against the Raiders. The perennial Pro Bowl selection Mike Haynes called for interference. Van McElroy had the wind knocked out of him. He'll be back for the Raiders. 49ers have lost Tina Turner for the rest of the game on their defensive unit. Flag down as Montana scrambles and lets it go too long. The pass was intended for Greer. And a flag on the play. Pat Haggerty will sort it out.
Illegal use of the hands to the face mask, number 22, defense. First down.
Mike Haynes called for his second consecutive penalty. And this could be costly for Shanahan's Raiders.
Well, let's take a look here on the bottom left of your screen. You see Mike Haynes' left hand gets up to the face mask, and that's all that needs to be done. That's where he gets called for the penalty.
41 seconds left in the half. First down for the Niners at the Raider 41. Montana's pass is tipped and falls incomplete. John Taylor closest to the ball, but it was tipped at the line of scrimmage by one of the Raider linemen.
Good play by one of the defensive linemen. You look at those statistics there, 11 out of 18. They don't tell the real story on Montana. He's had a couple of drops. I think he's been sharp today. Let's see if we can tell who gets his hand on the ball. Looked like Bill Pickell, number 71.
Second and 10. Pickell batting the ball away. He's 6'5", 265 pounds. Quick release by Montana, and it'll be ruled no catch. Taylor was juggling the ball as he went out of bounds. There's another penalty marker down. Ron Fellows right with Taylor on the defensive coverage.
Holding. Offense.
Well, a flurry of penalties here before halftime. This one against the 49ers.
Here you'll see him juggle the ball to be up high. See, he doesn't quite have control of the ball. You have to have control of the ball with both feet inbounds. And
Holding. Number 74. Offense. Still second down.
Steve Wallace guilty of the hold, 3-year veteran out of Auburn. Wallace, during his college career at Auburn, blocked for Bo Jackson. 34 seconds, as you see. Second and 20 for San Francisco. Again, it's deflected at the line of scrimmage as Montana looked for his alternate receiver. And again, I think Bill Pickell was the man that batted the football.
Keeps getting his hands on the ball. He's liable to catch one of these things. Here you see number 71 slide to his left. Now watch him get his arms up in the air. Boom, left hand knocks the ball down.
Pickell's having a fine year, second in sacks on this team with 4, and the 5th leading tackler. He led all Raider defensive linemen in tackles last year. Third and 20 for Montana. 30 seconds left. Montana goes deep. Rice, incomplete. Eddie Anderson and Mike Haynes double teaming Jerry Rice on the play and dislodging the football. It falls incomplete.
But here you see him just going down the field straight ahead. Jerry Rice trying to run a fly pattern past Mike Haynes, but Haynes is in position playing the ball all the way. He gets a little help from Eddie Anderson, but with a slight underthrow, Rice wasn't able to make the catch.
So Haynes with a good coverage that time. And it'll bring up a 4th down situation for the 49ers. Ahmad Rashad was out in San Francisco earlier in the week. We heard his report on the quarterback controversy here involving Montana and Young. You had an interesting conversation with Jerry Rice yesterday concerning the way the ball spins coming from the right-handed Montana versus the left-handed Young.
It even confused me yesterday, folks, but the bottom line is Rice would rather catch a pass from a right-hander. Young is the first left-handed quarterback that Jerry Rice has ever played with, and he's finding it difficult to control the spin of the ball. And I tell you, Rice knows more about it than I do, but I find that hard to swallow.
Ahmad made a good point. There is a quarterback controversy here, but they're both quality quarterbacks. That's the kind of controversy that the coaches like to have, I suppose. I don't think Joe Montana likes it much. The punt by Helton is shanked. It'll go out of bounds at about the 18-yard line, so no harm done, even though it was only a 33-yard kick. It does back the Raiders up inside their 20. 3-0 San Francisco leading Los Angeles. Just 17 ticks of the clock remaining in the first half at Candlestick Park. Raiders with 1 timeout left.
You know, now this is a situation where I'm afraid we're going to see the Raiders run the ball into the line of scrimmage. With 17 seconds left, I would try to throw a 50, 60-yard bomb here once or twice to see if you can get a great catch or a pass interference penalty downfield. If it's intercepted, there's not much time left on the clock for the offense to do anything.
And Beuerlein just kills the clock.
I hate that. Give it a chance. I mean, let's go for it.
And what does that do to your team's confidence going into the locker room at halftime?
Well, it doesn't help it. Let's put it that way. But with the Raiders only down by 3 points, they should feel pretty good about this first half.
A lot of missed opportunities by both teams in the first half. Only 3 points on the board at the end of the first half of play at Candlestick Stadium in San Francisco. The 49ers leading the Los Angeles Raiders 3-0. This kick is short. Short kick taken by Adams on the fly for Los Angeles. He is out to about the 30-yard line as the Raider offense heads out onto the football field. The Raiders, who moved from Oakland to Los Angeles in 1982. Steve Beuerlein, their quarterback, 6 of 13 in the first half for 72 yards. Still a lot of Raider fans in the Bay Area. In fact, all their games are carried on radio here in the greater San Francisco, Oakland area. And a lot of Raider black and silver in the crowd today. The Raiders, by the way, are 2-0 playing at Candlestick Park. Beuerlein pitches it to Bo Jackson. Jackson makes about a 7-yard gain out of it, but there's a penalty marker down. Eric Wright chasing Jackson out of bounds after a gain of about 7.
Number 68, offense.
But Bruce Wilkerson will be called for the hold. Wilkerson, 2-year veteran out of Tennessee, has been the only offensive lineman to start every game. Former All-SEC performer. As you see the penalty situation in the first half and coming at inopportune times for both teams.
Maybe we'll get a look at the hold that was called on Wilkerson here at the top of the screen. Look for number 68 right there in the middle. Now he's on Larry Roberts, 91. He has his back to us. Meantime, Marcus Allen does such a good job of blocking. Look, it's a shame that this has to be called back because of a holding penalty, but you can't get your arms wrapped around those defenders.
1st and 20 now for Los Angeles from their own 20-yard line. Beuerlein under pressure. Dumps it intended for Allen and incomplete. Beuerlein hits the deck under the ferocious rush led by Michael Carter.
Led by Michael Carter and followed up by Larry Roberts. Again, Larry Roberts, number 91, gets back there. He has 6 sacks on the season. Here he is right there. He's the one that hits Beuerlein. We're trying to get the ball just over the middle to Marcus Allen.
So Beuerlein knocked flat on his back, but a 49er shaken up a bit on the play. There's the quarterback comparison, Beuerlein and Schrader. Second and 20 for Beuerlein. Across the middle to Tim Brown. He's got it. And some running room to the outside. Midfield down to the 45-yard line of the 49ers. Brown on a 33-yard strike from Beuerlein.
The 49ers took the chance. They brought Ronnie Lott. They came with the blitz, and they left Tim Brown one-on-one downfield. And, folks, when you have to cover this man Brown one-on-one, you've got your hands full. There he just runs away from Mekhi, number 22, and turns it into a big game.
Finally chased down by Jeff Fuller, but a 33-yard Raider gain. We'll be back. Mike Shanahan's Raiders just getting a 33-yard pass reception from Tim Brown, and they have the ball with a first down at the 46-yard line of the 49ers. Jackson. Tough running by Bo Jackson. He's down to the 36-yard line of the 49ers, where Michael Walter makes the stop.
Good running by Bo Jackson, but I'll tell you, Steve Smith, number 35, is the one that makes this play go. The big fullback was able to get in front of Charles Haley, 94. Watch number 94 and Steve Smith come together right here. Boom. Smith knocks him back into the outside. Haley can just get an arm on Bo, and hey, that's not enough to tackle Bo Jackson.
Eric Wright of the 49ers was a bit shaken up on the pass reception by Brown, but is back on the field for the 49ers. Jackson the other way. Hit, but still manages to carry his momentum forward enough for the first down to the 35 of the 49ers. Kevin Fagan and Michael Carter. It takes 2 to bring down Bo. who came into the game averaging nearly 5 yards a carry, 4.6 to be exact. Was the second leading rusher for the Raiders last year after making that transition for the first time from baseball to football. You remember that the Raiders on their first offensive possession of the game drove all the way to the 49er 1-yard line, going in the same direction, only to fumble the football. 3-0 San Francisco, 12:52 left in the third quarter. Play action pass. Beuerlein under the rush, gets away. He'll run it to the 30-yard line. He got about 5 yards on the scramble. Ricky Ellison collared Beuerlein, who's done a good job in this game.
You said it, Tom. It's a good job of Beuerlein to keep his cool here, not throw the ball up for grabs. He got some pressure early in the pocket and was forced to leave, and he smartly gained some yardage here. Right now, he has a chance now to go downfield, but he decides against it and is able to turn a bad play into a good play.
Beuerlein has rushed 5 times for 24 yards, and he has 2nd and 5 after that 5-yard gain. Marcus Allen gets a couple. Inside linebacker Ellison, strong safety Fuller converging on Marcus Allen.
Fuller limping a little bit there. I'm surprised the Raiders haven't come back to that crossing pattern, the pass play that Bo Jackson dropped in the second quarter. He was wide open, and I would expect to see them to try to run that play again.
Jay Schrader, Mike Shanahan on the Raiders sideline. On that play, Jackson dropped the football, but there wasn't a 49er within 20 yards of it. Jackson lowers his head. It'll be close. I don't think he got enough. Got about 2. He needed 3. Bo Jackson on the carry will be just short of the first down as the 49er defense again holds, and a field goal attempt coming up for the Raiders. Chris Barr will attempt the field goal. He's hit 8 of 16 this season. 44 is his longest. He's hit only 2 of 8, 40 yards or more, and this one is from 45 yards. Jeff Gossett, the punter, will hold. Slight wind in his favor. He got it. Longest field goal of the season for Chris Barr, who ties the game at 3 apiece. The Raiders get a field goal to tie the game, covering 51 yards in 7 plays. The big play, the 33-yard pass reception by Tim Brown from Steve Beuerlein, and we've got a 3-3 game. Chris Barr, who kicked the field goal, will send it downfield toward Taylor and DeVoe. DuBose to the 25-yard line. Roger Craig hit and dropped behind the line of scrimmage. Lyndon King got great penetration and tripped up Roger Craig.
Lyndon King now, he's in his 11th year. He just came hard from the outside. He's one of those veteran linebackers. He sometimes knows what the offense is going to run beforehand, and it appeared he had a good idea of that last play.
Loss of 1. It'll be 2nd and 11 coming up for the 49ers. 9:52 left in the third quarter of a 3-3 game. Montana hands to Rathbun straight ahead for 3 or 4 yards. Mike Wise and Rod Martin clogging up the middle for the Raiders.
Yeah, but right here, number 93, Townsend is in the middle, stacking things up. 49ers can't get this running game going, and you have to give all the credit to the Raiders defense.
3rd and 7 now for the 49ers. The passing game has just not been in sync most of the game, most of the season for that matter. Montana back at the 20-yard line. Pumped once, couldn't get the ball away before Mike Wise fell on him.
Yeah, Ron Fellows made that happen downfield. Fellows did the job of covering, and Montana had nowhere to go with the ball. So Wise gets the sack, but he should give some credit to his defensive back, Ron Fellows. Here you'll see Montana get ready to throw. Look, he wants to throw right now, but he can't. He has a good coverage on the play, and he's forced to eat it.
So the Raiders have the momentum here to begin the third quarter. They get a tying field goal. Now their defense holds, and it's a punting situation for the 49ers. Helton. Brown is deep for the Raiders. Low line drive kick. Brown fields it at the 44. Out of bounds at midfield. Just short of midfield. They'll mark it at the 49. It was only a 39-yard kick, or 35-yard kick, and Brown brought it back 6. Good field position for the Raiders. Mike Shanahan and the Raiders have tied the score in great field position as we come back to Candlestick Park. The Raiders in a tie for first place in their division, but they haven't beaten a team outside their division. Now they look like they're building some momentum here, though, against a quality team.
They need to beat a quality team, either today or Seattle at Seattle or Buffalo at Buffalo, for them to be able to make the playoffs. They're going to have to come up with a big win.
Beuerlein looks for a big gain. It'll be incomplete and a flag down. James Lofton was the intended receiver, and Eric Wright was all over him. Wright came right over the back of Lofton, and the Raiders will have a first down.
Well, we heard some people booing, and possibly because they didn't think the receiver could get to this ball, but that's definitely pass interference the way I see it.
It'll go as a 15-yard penalty. It'll give the Raiders a first down at the 36-yard line of the 49ers. Game tied at 3 with 8.5 minutes left in the third quarter. Bo Jackson cuts up the middle, gets 3 or 4 yards short of the 30-yard line. Rookie linebacker Bill Romanowski making the tackle for the 49ers.
Bo Jackson will just cut right up the middle here. A good cutback block, or good cutback technique to make the gain. 49ers had the point of attack shut off fairly well, but Bo spotted the daylight back underneath.
Kugler, just activated for the 49ers, is in on that defensive unit. The 6-year veteran out of Penn State, just off injured reserve. 2nd and 6 for Beuerlein and the LA Raiders. 2nd and 5, actually. Jackson, hit and dropped in his tracks. Kevin Fagan met Jackson at the pass and really nailed him.
I tell you, Fagan is listed at 265 pounds, but I was in their dressing room Friday and Saturday, and this guy has the hugest upper body of anyone I've seen in a long time. He just smacks Bo Jackson. Boom, reject city right here. Strong defensive end in his 2nd year out of Miami. I'm surprised still that the Raiders haven't come back to the pass play where Jackson was so open earlier in the 2nd quarter.
3rd and long for the Raiders with Beuerlein in the shotgun. Brown is in motion. Pass deflected and incomplete. A couple of 49ers had a shot at it. Ronnie Lott almost got his hands on it, but it was Holt at the line of scrimmage able to back the ball away.
Now, if you're an offensive lineman, the only way you can stop these defensive linemen from getting their hands up to knock down those passes is to maintain your blocking, to keep going at them at their midsection or down around their legs. So they have to pull their hands down. If you keep trying to block them high, they can get their hands up. Here you see number 78 get his hands up, Pierce Holt, and block the pass. Now, if the offensive man gets right in his chest or his midsection, he has to bring those hands down to play him off.
Barr is in to try the field goal from 50 yards. He hit a 45-yarder a minute ago. It's good. Chris Barr, who had been struggling from long distance, hits a 50-yard field goal, and the Los Angeles Raiders take the lead. It's the Raiders 6 and the 49ers 3. Tom Hammond and Joe Namath at Candlestick Park, where the Los Angeles Raiders have taken the lead for the first time in the game on a 50-yard Barr field goal. 6-3 Raiders. Here's Barr's kickoff. Short kickoff. DeBose takes it at the 12. tripped up as he crosses the 25 to about the 27-yard line. Chris Barr with his longest field goal of the season, a 50-yarder. He's a 13-year veteran. He used to hop up and jump up and down to celebrate these, Joe, but for an elderly gentleman, that's about as good as it gets.
Well, I'll tell you, he hasn't lost any strength in his leg. He hit that thing really well. He's been inconsistent with his accuracy, but Coach Shanahan says he still has the strength, and he just proved it.
And hit only 2 of 8, 40 yards or more coming into the game. He's 2 for 2 from long distance today. Montana pumps, sacked as he let the ball go. The ball's loose, and the 49ers got it back. Montana pumped once, thought better of it, brought the ball down, and it finally came free.
Sure, he pumped. He had time to go downfield, but the Raiders are doing a good job with coverage down there. Here you see Montana find his receiver. He wants to go there, but he can't. It's covered. He doesn't want to turn the ball over with the interception, but nearly loses it with the fumble.
And Jesse Sapulu makes the recovery for the 49ers. 2nd and 13. And the officials stop play. Could they be reviewing that? What would they review, Joe?
I tell you, I guess they're reviewing whether it was in fact a fumble or not, but it doesn't make sense to me because the 49ers recovered the ball anyway. Maybe they don't like the football they have out there. I don't know what they're waiting on.
Cal Lepore is the replay official at Candlestick Park today. Watch it again.
Well, I think they can't call it a sack because that's a judgment call. That's a clear fumble.
I think maybe they're reviewing is it an incomplete pass rather than a fumble? Was his arm moving forward?
It looked like a fumble to me all the way.
The only difference, it wouldn't be any difference of possession. It might be a difference of spot of the football.
Well, it looks like his arm was moving forward on the shot from behind.
So it is ruled an incomplete pass. So that changes the spot of the football slightly in the 49ers' favor by a couple of yards. Cal Lepore and company replaying it and determining it was an incomplete pass. And as we reviewed it too, it looked like the arm was moving forward.
Sure, from the backside you could see it.
So it makes it 2nd and 10.
Good job by the replay people that time.
Right on top of it, huh? 5:59 left in the 3rd quarter. Raiders leading the 49ers 6-3. Montana's pass drilled complete. A diving catch made by Mike Wilson. First down 49ers, a 12-yard gain. Let's review some of the earlier games today, including that shocker by the Chiefs over the Bengals. Cleveland will be unable to take advantage of it, though, as you'll see in a moment. The Browns trailing by a large margin at Denver as we cycle through the scores. San Diego with a win. And after this next play, we'll see the late starting game. Flag down as Craig tries to get outside, is turned back in. And the penalty marker will be looked at by the officiating crew. Bill Pickell and Russell Carter get credit for the tackle. New Orleans on a Ruben Mays run, taking a 14-3 lead now on the Rams. And the Broncos about to defeat.
Sack number 80. Offense.
Jerry Rice called for the infraction. Looks like we were saying that the Browns about to lose to the Broncos, I believe, for the 10th straight time.
And it seems that the New Orleans Saints have the Rams number as far as scoring touchdowns go. In that earlier meeting, I believe Lansford had to kick 4 field goals for the margin of victory, and they still haven't scored a touchdown on that New Orleans Saints defense.
Bill Walsh to Steve Young, who signals in the play for the 49ers. The penalty was against Jerry Rice, and it makes it 1st and 25.
You got a ball. Hey.
The momentum has all belonged to the Raiders here in the 3rd quarter. They trailed 3-0 at halftime. They lead now 6-3. Montana on the scramble has got some real estate. Slides down across the 30 to the 32-yard line, well short of the first down. Matt Millen makes sure Montana stays down.
Well, the defensive pressure forced Montana up the middle that time, because had the Raiders not put some pressure, Steve Wilson, the wide receiver on the right side. I don't know whether we'll see him on this replay. Is wide open. Montana just doesn't see him and decides to take it upfield. Good defensive play so far this afternoon for the Raiders.
49ers in a hot divisional race. One game off the pace coming in. It looks like the Saints leading now will still be in first place. 49ers hope to stay a game back. Montana sacked, the third sack of the day for the Raiders. Mike Wise gets his second.
Well, these defensive linemen just love it. Mike Wise knows that it has to be pass play. It's such a long way to go for the first down, so he just tees off and plays off the blocker. Look at the speed Wise turns on, huh?
Joe, for years they said that the offensive line of the 49ers could pass block but couldn't run block. This year they lead the league in rushing, and the knock on them now has been that they can't do the pass blocking.
And so far they haven't blocked well for pass protection.
4 wide receivers in on third and a ton. Flag down. Montana sacked again. This time the pressure came from the backside in the form of Scott Davis, the rookie first-round draft choice out of Illinois.
Good coverage by that Raiders secondary. Once again, Montana has all day back here. He has time to throw this ball. That's good pass protection. Meantime, he can't get to a receiver, and Scott Davis is able to run around the offensive tackle to make the play. Good play, Scott Davis.
Getting congratulations on the sideline. There was a holding call against San Francisco, which was declined. It'll be 4th down and a punting situation for the 49ers, whose offense has really stalled here so far in the second half. Helton averaging 39 a punt on 5 efforts today. The dangerous Tim Brown deep for the Raiders. Brown at the 45. Into 49er territory to the San Francisco 45-yard line. A 30-yard punt, and then Brown got 10 yards back on the return. Excellent field position once again for the Raiders. Beuerlein goes right to the air. Incomplete, intended for Bo Jackson down the sideline. Jeff Fuller not fooled. He was right with Jackson step for step.
Oh, that play didn't have a chance. The 49ers saw it all the way, and Beuerlein overthrew the pass. I don't know whether it was on purpose or not, but it was the right thing to do.
7 of 17, not overly impressive numbers, but my sense is that Beuerlein has done a good job today.
Yes, he has. There's a little collision right here. Fuller runs into Bo Jackson, but you could see Jackson had no shot at all to catch that pass.
Fuller none the worse for wear after that collision with Jackson. 2nd and 10. 4 wide receivers in for the Raiders. Doubles to either side. Instead, it's a draw play to Marcus Allen. Allen has a first down. He's to the 25 of the 49ers. Tom Holmoe made a saving tackle, but Allen on the draw picks up 20.
We'll see a huge hole open up in the middle of that line for this draw play, enabling Marcus Allen to make the big gainer. Right here, they're playing pass. You see the hole open up, and number 99, linebacker Michael Walter, gets knocked to the ground.
Spot the football just inside the 25 after Allen's 20-yard gain. First down for the Raiders. They lead 6-3. 2.5 minutes remaining in the third quarter. This time the give is to Steve Smith. Smith has a short gain before he's pounced on by Kevin Fagan. Let's update the scores for you. Saints continue to lead, bidding for sole possession of first place in the NFC West.
Hard to believe that Denver score.
They just have the Browns number. Houston playing very well of late. They had a 7-point lead at the Kingdome.
Houston will have a shot for the first place since Cincinnati lost. I guess they can be tied if they win.
That's right. So the Houston Oilers are coming on strong. Meanwhile, Mike Shanahan's Raiders looking to stay in first place in the AFC West, leading and driving here. Beuerlein under pressure, passes it complete to Fernandez. Flag down. Fernandez out of bounds inside the 5-yard line. There's a penalty marker down. It'll be holding against the Raiders, but nullifying a 21-yard gain. Joe Fernandez was wide open.
He was, and Beuerlein put the ball just where he needed to put it. It's a shame when you have a good play, you get called for holding sometimes, but better to hold than let your quarterback get hit.
Holding, number 63, offense, still second down.
John Giesick is guilty of the hold. Joe, what do you say in the huddle now after you have a gain inside the 5 wiped out by a penalty? How do you get your players back up and into the game?
Well, it depends on what kind of penalty it was. You know, if it's a holding penalty, you tell your lineman, all right, keep trying, do a good job. If it's a kind of penalty where a guy jumps offside, makes a mental error, then you've got to talk to him about his concentration.
2nd and 19, 2nd and 20 for the Raiders. Quarterback draw, nothing there for Beuerlein. Pierce Holt, the rookie from Angelo State, was ready for the draw, and Beuerlein was able to get very short yardage.
Well, they've been successful, the Raiders have, with the quarterback draw earlier, but this time the 49ers just don't go for it. Number 78, Pierce Holt, makes a good play with the reverse pivot to make the tackle. Can't keep going to that quarterback draw. You know, it'll work for you once in a while, a couple of times maybe, but 3, you're pushing your luck.
Still have not had a touchdown scored in the game. A moment ago, the Raiders were inside the 5 to have the play nullified by penalty. And now 3rd and 22. Beuerlein under pressure, escapes. Still looking for someone to throw it to. Tripped up. And down. It'll go in the books as a sack all the way back to the 46-yard line. Pierce Holt, again the rookie, in there to trip up Beuerlein. Well, after the penalty, the Raider offense went in reverse.
Well, Beuerlein shouldn't feel too badly about that. I mean, he just couldn't find a receiver downfield, and he really didn't take the Raiders out of field goal range. I believe they were already out of range, even if he had thrown an incomplete pass.
There's the punt by Gossett. Bounds into the end zone for the touchback. Hit on about the 5-yard line. And it bounced into the end zone. Earlier we saw the rookie Tim Brown field one inside his own 10. Well, that time the 49ers correctly let it bounce in for the touchback. It was a 46-yard punt.
Yeah, basically the rule of thumb for a return man on the punting game is wins the ball. He lines up on the 10-yard line or knows where that 10-yard line is, and he won't try to catch anything inside the 10. Take your chances on a bounce and the ball going through the end zone.
49ers try to get something going. -7 yards on their 2 possessions this half. Montana lets it go deep. Intended for Rice. Incomplete. Rice again drawing double coverage. Russell Carter was able to get a hand in on the football, and Mike Haynes was right there with Rice as well.
Good recovery by Russell Carter. He was on the other side of the field. You see Carter right there in the middle of your screen. Rice isn't his man, but he is in his zone area, and Carter's able to get there to break the play up.
Montana trying for a big chunk of real estate in a hurry with 36 seconds left in the 3rd quarter. The Raiders leading the 49ers 6-3. 2 field goals this quarter from Chris Barr, 45 and 50 yards. Craig follows his blockers to the 25-yard line where he's thrown back. Eddie Anderson got into the legs of Craig and was able to finally stop him.
Raiders are doing some job on defense today, folks. They're moving people around. They're taking Greg Townsend, taking him from the defensive end position, putting him over the center's nose. They played 4 down defensive linemen. They've continued to give different looks to this 49er offense, and I believe they have them confused.
And that's the end of the 3rd quarter with the score, the Raiders 6, the 49ers 3. Here's some of the headlines from Week 11 of the NFL season. Nick Lowry's been the only bright spot for the Chiefs all season with that field goal to upset the Bengals. Tomczak had a big day as the Bears were all over the Redskins. 3rd and 5 for the 49ers. Montana completes it to Craig, who's dropped immediately. Good defense by Russell Carter, who is ready for the pass to Craig in the flat, and immediately was all over him to stop him well short of the first down.
Well, the 49ers tried to run a a little crossing pattern underneath to make Carter run around the receiver and open up Craig, but Carter wouldn't have any part of it. He read it all the way and made a great play.
Some more highlights. The Eagles in a wild one win at Three Rivers, and the Colts have been playing well. They won their 5th straight. Helton to punt. Ken Brown on the run, then lets it bounce at about the 40. Took a backwards bounce, and it'll be down by the 49ers. Imagine they'll spot it around the 42-yard line. It'll go in the books as a 33-yard punt. And the momentum now all the Raiders' way. The Raiders hoping to hang on to a share of first place in the AFC West. And the 49ers hoping to keep pace in the NFC West. They came into the game 1 game out of first place. Good field position again for Los Angeles. Bo Jackson from the tailback spot in the I formation gets 5 or 6 yards. Pete Kugler involved in the play for the 49ers.
Yeah, but the Raiders will take that involvement anytime 6 yards downfield. It was a good cut by Bo Jackson back to his right. Sure, Kugler makes the play, but once again, the Raiders love that 6-yard gain anytime on first down.
Bo Jackson, part of the 3 Heisman lineup for the Los Angeles Raiders. He moved from Oakland here in 1982. Bo Jackson cuts it up. He's got a first down by about a yard. Here are 3rd quarter stats, Joe.
Yes, well, it's been all Raiders. As you can see, the time of possession is in the Raiders' favor, but they've been able to control this ball in the 3rd quarter, and I think it's been the defense of the Raiders that's really done a good job. The offense hasn't made any mistakes in turning the ball over lately, but the defense of the Raiders has really afforded them good field position. There's Marcus Allen on the ground over there.
Meanwhile, Bo Jackson has carried 14 times for 66 yards. Smith in the backfield with Jackson. Jackson gets the handoff, shakes off 2 tacklers, and gets it to the 45-yard line. A gain of only a couple, but he averted a loss on the play with some power running.
Exactly right, Tom. With power running with speed. It was his speed, I believe, that enabled him to get outside. Watch him here. He has the defenders have a bead on him, but he just runs away from him with that excellent speed he has. And sure, he didn't make a big gainer, but he saved a couple of yards.
That's right. He didn't really break the tackles. He sort of outran them. You're right. It was the speed. He has a package of power and speed as Marcus Allen continues to receive attention on the Raiders sideline. 2nd and 8. Beuerlein's pass incomplete. Intended for Vance Mueller.
We're going to show you another type of blocking technique here. Watch number 67, Kugler, and you see Graves on top. Graves kind of got him around the neck a little bit, folks, and it's good technique if you can get away with it, but don't push your luck, Roy. Roy Graves, the rookie right tackle, got away with one that time on Kugler.
3rd and 8 for the Raiders. Beuerlein is 7 of 18 for 106 yards today. Beuerlein's pass down the sideline. Fernandez with a great catch at the 12-yard line. Now they say incomplete. I thought he had it. The ball finally came loose. It would have been 33 yards, and I thought Fernandez had it, but the ball finally came free.
Well, we'll take a look at it. Fernandez is wide open down that sideline. He's beating Eric Wright. Does he have the ball? He has 2 hands on the ball, and he has it. He's out of bounds when he drops that ball. That should be a completion.
Are they going to review it? That was a spectacular effort by Fernandez. Yes, they're going to take a look at it in the replay booth. Mervin Fernandez with a great catch here.
Well, you judge it, folks. Does he have the ball in bounds? Look, both feet are in bounds right now. He has the ball. That should be a completed pass.
Only after he rolled over did the ball come free. That's a completion. Fernandez, who is returning to his home area. He played at San Jose State. Made the catch of the game.
He clearly had possession of it in bounds. Now, as soon as you break that plane out of bounds, fine.
19 seconds on the clock. Put 19 seconds on the 45-second clock. The play stands as ruled.
How can the play stand as ruled? I don't believe that. He had possession of that ball inbounds. That's a bad call.
Fernandez and the Raiders can't get the call. There's the punt. It bounced about the 15 and then is covered at 10. They'll mark it, I think, around the 15-yard line. So the 49ers still in the game will have the football after a 31-yard punt. 11:45 left in the game.
Now, folks, the replay officials say it's inconclusive. You judge. Does he have this ball under control? Does both feet come down inbounds? Now, is that a completed pass or what? I thought it was a completed pass.
Instead, the 49ers have it on first down. Roger Craig tries to string the play out. Cuts up and gets a yard or two. Before that play, San Francisco's total offense in the second half amounted to -1. And they say there's a fumble here, and the Raiders have it. Well, maybe that's poetic justice.
Poetic justice. Number 53, Rod Martin, stays outside. He's the one that makes this play turn back inside. Craig gets up there and gets the ball knocked out of his hands, but I couldn't tell who knocked it loose.
I thought it was his own man, Bruce Collie, that flew by and knocked the ball loose, number 69. I didn't really see the ball come loose on the play, but the Raiders fell on it. Wise got it. He has 2 sacks and a fumble recovery today, and he's given his offensive unit a first down at the 49ers 17. Jackson stopped short of the 10. Fagan and Lott stopping Bo Jackson.
I tell you, Kevin Fagan saved something there, number 75. Jackson was through that hole in a split second, and he would have been one-on-one with Ronnie Lott between he and the goal line, and I'm afraid I'd have to give the nod to Bo Jackson in a one-on-one situation. It's a good play by Fagan.
Bo was still able to get 6 yards out of it. So it's 2nd and 4 from the 49er 11. Look at the rushing. The Raiders have outrushed the NFL's leading ground-gaining team. Jackson stumbled, burrowed forward for a couple. Jackson lost his footing, really, as soon as he got the handoff.
Well, the field's been in pretty good shape. They've kept it covered all night. We had some rain, but for the most part, the field's been good. You'll see Jackson lose his footing right here on the cut. Slips out from underneath him. I don't think he would have gone very far anyway.
3rd down coming up for the Raiders as Jackson comes to the lines in a shotgun. Sends Lofton in motion. Pressure. Unloads it to Brown, who makes the catch inside the 5-yard line. Brown beat Jeff Fuller, and Berline got him the football inside the 5.
Berline is doing a terrific job of coming to his secondary receivers. Here you see Tim Brown, number 81, just getting in front of Fuller and out racing him. The ball's going to be behind Brown. Had it been out front, could have been touchdown, but hey, I'm sure the Raiders are happy with the game.
Berline was scrambling for his life at the time and got the ball out there where Brown could get it, giving the Raiders a 1st and goal at the 49er 3-yard line. Marcus Allen back in, gets the call, stopped at the 1. Eric Wright put the hit on Marcus Allen, who was shaken up a couple of plays ago, the last series, as a matter of fact, but back in there on the goal line situation for the Raiders.
Oh, would the Raiders love to get this touchdown. With a 3-point lead now, had to put them 10 points up, and they're eating up the clock. There's only 8:53 left in this game.
The Raiders Heisman backfield. Allen has gained 48 yards, Jackson 76. Same play. This time the give is to Steve Smith, and Smith is stopped in his tracks for no gain. Pierre Holt, the rookie, stacked it up.
Yeah, Holt got him before he got airborne that time, Tom. It looked like Smith was just getting ready to try and get up over the top, but Holt grabbed his legs and wouldn't let him fly. Here you see it. Now watch, Holt will grab his legs right here just as he's trying to get up in the air to stop the touchdown.
That ball almost came loose. Remember, the Raiders fumbled in the first half at the 49er 1. Ball just short of the goal line, third down. Allen, and he stopped. Allen lost his footing as he tried to start toward the line of scrimmage, giving Ricky Ellison and the 49er defense time to react. What do you do here?
They're going to have to kick the field goal. I would guess. I just wonder why you don't have your best combination in there right now, Allen and Bo Jackson. I know Smith is a fine player, but Bo Jackson sure does add the threat of going outside as well. And you run an I formation right there. That middle's mighty tough to gain any yardage.
So Chris Barr is on to attempt his third field goal of the day. He already has hit from 45 and 50 yards. This one is about 20 yards. And he drills it through the uprights. So Barr is perfect on the afternoon. And the Los Angeles Raiders have their biggest lead of the day. On our 10-minute ticker in that battle for first place in the NFC West, New Orleans lead now 4 over the LA Rams. Houston has broken the tie at the Kingdome to go up 7 on the Seahawks. And Phoenix still leading the Giants. Ready for the kickoff. Barr hits it, and it'll bound at the 5 into the end zone for the touchback before any of the 49ers can chase it down. DeBose was closest to it. Well, the Raider defense has allowed only 2 field goals the last 7 quarters of play. They've been the dominant unit in this game so far. But the 49er defense had a big play that last time, keeping the Raiders out of the end zone and keeping the game in reach for their offense.
Oh, if the Raiders score a touchdown that last series, 49ers would have been in serious trouble. Here their offense has a chance to get the lead, actually, if they can put together a drive.
49ers have done nothing offensively in the second half. Montana still at the controls. Take it to Craig. Montana sacked. Dropped at the 12-yard line, and that Raider defense has been ferocious today against the run and with its pass rush.
Well, I'll tell you, that was a pretty good fake by Montana. It faked a lot of people out. Everyone except Reggie McKenzie, I guess. Reggie read the play beautifully and was able to get back there to put the 49ers in a tough long yardage situation. There you see McKenzie, number 54. He didn't go for the fake. Makes the tackle. Now it's nearly second and 20 or close to 20, 19 yards.
4 straight games that the 49ers have given up at least 4 sacks. Montana's pass deflected at the line of scrimmage. There's a flag down, though. A flag came flying from the official who was about at midfield. I think it was Bill Pickell that knocked the ball away for the 3rd time this game. Let's listen to Pat Haggerty.
Holding defense, number 52.
Lyndon King called for the hold, and that's a big one. They had the 49ers backed up in their own territory, 3rd and long. Instead, a penalty against Los Angeles.
Defense, first down.
That could turn out to be a huge penalty. That flag came in mighty late. The pass was going to be incomplete no matter what happened. It's a shame for the Raiders that King got caught holding.
Well, yards penalized don't tell the full story of the penalties today. It's been the times they have occurred that have hurt both teams. Craig trying to get outside. Got a couple of good blocks. But the pursuit of the Raiders is over there in a hurry. Russell Carter leads the charge, and it's a short gain for Roger Craig. 2nd down, pitch it to Craig. Tries the other side, and again, can't turn the corner. Short gain, maybe a yard on the play.
A good pursuit by 55, Matt Millen, and number 90, Mike Wise. They got out there in good shape, and Ron Fellows, 21, does a good job of forcing the play back inside, back into Millen and Wise.
3rd down coming up for the 49ers. Montana not in the shotgun. He's under center. Plenty of time. Delivers it complete to Rice at the 45. Midfield and into Raider territory to the 45-yard line, where the 49ers will have a first down, but there is a penalty marker on the play. 32-yard gain. Let's see if it'll stand.
Offensive pass interference, number 89.
See if we can pick up the interference right here. 89 seems to have pushed off right there. And Ron Heller, the tight end, and this is another one of those penalties that Bill Walsh just is close to pulling his hair out over.
Offensive pass interference, number 89. Still third down.
85 yards and penalties for the 49ers, but Ron Heller with that offensive pass interference nullified a long gainer to Rice, which would have taken them into Raider territory.
Well, it's kind of like that last penalty that was called on Lyndon King. It had nothing to do with the play, really. Now, that time, Heller was trying to get away from a defender, and he wasn't really screening any defender off Rice. He just had to fight with his own man and got called for pushing off.
Heller comes out of the game and avoiding Bill Walsh at all costs on the sideline. 3rd and 14. Montana dances around and then throws it. Incomplete. Rice short hopped it. The pass incomplete. Montana went down after the effort.
Jerry Rice, just give him a chance. He'll come up with it. The ball's a little underthrown. Rice crossing the field against the zone defense, but you have to catch it on a fly. First bounce doesn't count.
Punting situation for the 49ers with 5 minutes, 9 seconds left. And the Raiders holding a 9-3 lead. Tim Brown standing at his own 45. Helton, the punter, has averaged just under 38 yards a kick. Bounces into Raider territory and will be down at about the 46-yard line. 40-yard punt from Helton that time. And again, the Raiders have the benefit of excellent field position. Well, the Raiders have only beaten AFC West foes this year. All 5 of their victories against divisional opponents. Jackson, flag down. Jackson got about 7 or 8 yards out of it. We'll check the penalty. It'll be against the Raiders. All of a sudden, neither team can run a play without a penalty.
Well, I know the officials have to stay involved, but sometimes you just hate to see so many flags being thrown.
Holding, number 60.
That one against Rory Graves, the rookie out of Ohio State.
That was a big call. I'll tell you why. That was a decent gainer that time for Mike Shanahan's Raiders, and with the clock showing 4:52, they keep this ball on the ground, keep playing good defense. If they have to turn it over, they're going to win the game. But the penalties, I'm surprised the clock is running now since the penalty was called.
1st and 20 for the Raiders. Line to the air, throws it behind the intended receiver, Bo Jackson. And that stops the clock with 4:24 remaining. Torrey Nixon just activated this week for the first time this season with coverage on the play.
I still can't figure out why they started the clock, the game clock, after that penalty the last time. They ran a good 10-15 seconds off the clock, which may be very important toward the end of the game.
The Raider lead is 6 points. 2nd and 20. Zuerlein down the middle of the field, almost intercepted. Ronnie Lott had a hand on it, but he couldn't hold on as the pass intended for Lofton was off target. Lott almost had the interception. Zuerlein shakes his head in disbelief about how the pass went awry.
Well, that holding penalty on Roy Graves could prove to be a very big penalty. Ronnie Lott couldn't make the shoestring catch. What's happened so far is the Raiders now, and running the 3 plays that they have, or now they're getting ready for their 3rd down play, have only used like 50 seconds, 40 some odd seconds, and So San Francisco will have plenty of time if they can hold on 3rd down here to get something on the scoreboard.
Beuerlein has hit only 2 of 9 pass attempts in the second half. Draw play. Allen at the 45. The 49ers converge on him at about the 47-yard line, and the Raiders will have to punt. Four minutes, 3 seconds, and counting. Now down to the 4-minute mark. The 49ers need a touchdown and an extra point to win it. Jeff Gossett to punt for Los Angeles. Taylor is deep for San Francisco. Gossett averaging just a tick under 40 yards on the day. Raiders running as much time off the clock as they can. Taylor gets to the outside, run out of bounds at the 32-yard line. 36-yard Gossett punt. Taylor brought it back 15. San Francisco trailing by 6, and with the football at their own 33-yard line. Tim McKyer, the starting quarterback of the 49ers, kicked in the leg, may not return for the rest of the game, but right now the pressure on the San Francisco offense with a first down at their own 33. Montana's pass in and out of the hands of Roger Craig and incomplete. Well, they lost to Phoenix, blowing a 23-point lead a week ago. And if they lose today, it'll be the first time since 1985 that they've lost 2 consecutive games. And they would fall 2 games off the pace in the NFC West. Montana lofts it for Rice. He's got it. Out of bounds at the 40-yard line of the Los Angeles Raiders. They'll mark it at the 39 of L.A. A 28-yard reception for Jerry Rice.
Jerry Rice, all speed. He just outruns Mike Haynes right here. He gets to the outside. Now he puts a little distance between he and Mike. And the ball is right on target from Joe Montana.
Montana had a lot of touch on that one, didn't he? Just lofted up there.
Beautiful pass.
So the 49ers in business now. First down at the Raider 39-yard line. Clock shows 3 minutes, 13 seconds. Raiders lead 9-3. Craig hit at the line of scrimmage, falls forward for a yard. Matt Millen right there to stop Craig for a short gain. And the clock continues to roll down to the 3-minute mark.
That Millen is some player, boy. He is tough. He's a fired-up player. He inspires his defense. He reads it out. Look at him. He saw Craig coming, and he just shot the gap to make the play.
Back to live action. Montana scrambles, spins away from one tackler, then taken down at the 35-yard line by Russell Carter. And Montana calls a timeout to stop the clock with 2 minutes and 40 seconds left. First timeout taken by the 49ers in the second half. Shanahan trying to rely on his defense to hold the 49ers out of the end zone. '49ers on 3rd and 7. Reverse to Jerry Rice. He's got some room. He's got a first down. Right at the first down marker, he's taken out of bounds. It'll be close. It'll depend on the spot of the football.
Well, you wonder why they haven't run this play earlier. Jerry Rice, you'd like to get him the ball as often as you can. Now he's going to come up about a yard short as Fellows is over there along with Washington to make the play. This 4th down play could very well be the biggest play for the Raiders so far this season. If they can shut down the 49ers here, oh boy, a win at San Francisco. That'll do a world of good for the Raiders.
They are measuring, and it is about 2 feet short. 49ers up on the football, ready to go, and the officiating crew, Pat Haggerty, not yet finished spotting the football. Ron Heller and Brent Jones, two tight ends into the game as we take a quick look at our 10-minute ticker. Quite a game at the Kingdome today. 2:33 left. Raiders lead by 6. San Francisco with 4th and less than a yard to go at the Raider 30-yard line. Craig. It'll be close. He didn't get much, but he didn't need much. This could be the football game on the spot of the football.
Well, I think he's going to make the first down here. He just needs to go about a yard past that yard marker, and it appears he's going to get the first down. I would think that San Francisco right now should have their play together and get up at the line of scrimmage and get ready to go so they can get another player or two off before the 2-minute warning.
Well, they are going to measure. Crucial measurement here. Do the 49ers keep possession? Do the Raiders take over? First down, San Francisco. And the 49ers are ready to go. 2:28 left. 9-3 Raiders. Ball at the 29-yard line of Los Angeles. Montana scrambles. Out of bounds Rice at the 25. Clock stops at 2:17. Rice with 4 catches on the day, 56 yards. Had a couple wiped out by penalty.
As good as that last reverse play looked that Rice went around left end with, I wouldn't be surprised to see it again.
2nd and 6 for the 49ers. Montana quick drop. Rice to the 20-yard line, short of the first down. The clock will roll down toward the 2-minute warning. And play is stopped for the 2-minute warning at Candlestick Park in San Francisco. The Raiders on top get ready for a dramatic finish. The issue is still in doubt for the veteran Walsh and the rookie Shanahan. 2 minutes to play. The 49ers with a 3rd and 1 at the Raider 20, with Los Angeles leading 9-3. Craig in motion. Montana to pass. Incomplete. Jerry Rice went down. No flag.
Well, Mike Haynes was all over Rice right in front of the official, and the official didn't call any penalty, so I guess Mike didn't do anything except, folks, what I just saw was a little push in the back.
Absolutely looked like Haynes pushed Rice right in the back to knock him down. Should have been a penalty call.
Sometimes you get away with something like that, but more times than not, they'll call that interference.
4th and 1. This is the ball game. Craig, no, Rice on the reverse. The Raiders smell it out and stop him, and the Raiders take over.
Well, there's Jerry Rice. We figured it he'd try to get that reverse in sometime, but they picked the wrong time to do it. Scott Davis, number 70, was over there waiting on it, and the Raiders are one happy bunch right now.
The rookie, Scott Davis, with the biggest play of his pro career so far, was ready for the reverse by Rice and stopped him for a loss on the play. Do you question the call on 4th and 1?
Yes, now I question the call. I think it was a lousy call now, Tom, certainly since it didn't work.
We got Roger Craig, the leading rusher in the NFC. You only need a yard. The leading rushing team in the NFL. And they try to go wide. It doesn't work. Now the Raiders will try to kill the clock. Bo Jackson breaks free at the line of scrimmage and grinds out 11 yards. First down Raiders. Let's take a look at the 49er report card for today's game. Held to only 3 points by the Raider defense. Montana, 160 yards on 16 of 31. Craig held to only 58 yards after 162 a week ago. Rice has caught 5 for 61 yards. The penalties have hurt. Beuerlein, not great numbers, but he performed well under pressure. Jackson gained 87. Tim Brown had a couple of big catches. And Barr 3 for 3 to put the Raiders up by 6. We've got a timeout. Back to Candlestick in a moment. A minute 25 seconds left. The Raiders with 3 timeouts left, but more importantly, the 49ers down to their final timeout and trailing by 6. And the Raiders have it first down. It looks like for the first time since '85, the 49ers will lose back-to-back games, and Shanahan on the road for his biggest win of the season so far. Beuerlein will just try to kill the clock. 49ers have 1 timeout left, and they use it right there with 1:21 remaining. And that gives us a chance to review all the scores on Week 11 of NFL play.
Well, I've only seen one upset so far. That's the Kansas City-Cincinnati game. The rest of these games went according to Hoyle. That Denver 30 points on Cleveland. That surprises me.
Cleveland, one of the proudest defenses in the AFC, riddled for 30 points at Mile High today and still locked up at the Kingdome.
Coach Gene Stallings over there in Phoenix with the Cardinals has to be a happy man. They have the Cardinals right back in the hunt for that Eastern Division.
They are indeed in the thick of the race. For the second consecutive week, the Los Angeles Raiders have not allowed a touchdown and have only allowed 1 touchdown in their last 3 games. The Raider defense has really become a dominant unit here in the last couple of weeks.
Sure, it's one thing to hold the San Diego Chargers without a touchdown, but buddy, when you hold the San Francisco 49ers without a touchdown, you've done something, and the Raiders seem to be gelling at the right time of the season.
And still unbeaten in their division, they will retain a share of first place. The clock ticking down now. The 49ers can't stop it. Just a reminder, the executive producer of NBC Sports is Michael Weissman. Coordinating producer of NBC NFL Football is Ted Nathanson. Today's game produced by George Finkel and directed by John DeLisa. Coordinating producer of NFL Live is John Filippelli. NFL Live produced by Tom Roy and Ricky Diamond and directed by Bucky Guntz. Well, a lot of Raider fans remember their days in Oakland, and a few of them leading the cheers here as the Los Angeles Raiders have come to Candlestick Park and beaten the 49ers in another close effort for Bill Walsh's club. But it will be the Raiders on the road with a big win to go 6-5 on the season, while the 49ers will drop also to 6-5. The 49ers high-powered offense held to only 3 points. 3 Chris Barr field goals, getting the 9 points for the Los Angeles Raiders. Joe, the impressive aspect of this game for me was that defense of Los Angeles.
Oh, sure, especially when they're going against a team that's so good offensively. I mean, and Montana didn't play poorly for the 49ers. It was all Raider defense. Good play by the secondary, by the linebackers, and the defensive front.
Now it's time for the Most Valuable Player Award, sponsored by Budweiser. And today's MVP, Chris Barr of the Los Angeles Raiders, who had 3 field goals, including a 50-yarder, his longest of the season. Budweiser will make a contribution to the United Way on behalf of all the MVPs selected in today's games. The Los Angeles Raiders with a big win in San Francisco. The final score, the Raiders 9 and the San Francisco 49ers 3.